Hello there, I am the very Reverend Father Moo. Thank you for tuning in. It's Sunday morning. We got a nice full church here. Let's dive in, let's do this thing. Listening to an old generative patch of mine. It's supposed to sound like a Tibetan singing bowl, which has been all brutally digitized up. I can still hear the bowl in there, kind of. The patch is called Occasional Bowl. It's kind of interesting. Anyway, today we have something very different on the menu, or at least different from this patch. You might actually accuse me of making a mainstream patch today. I can take it. I can take the heat of being accused of being mainstream. I've got a little notepad where if I think of an idea of what patch to make during an upcoming session, I write it down. So let's go to the phones and see what I wrote down. Open the file. You don't get this in every modular video. They don't all have text editors. Idea zone. There's yesterday's. Number one, the most melodic random voices you can build. Yeah, we did that. Here's today's. 4-part drum machine with extensive sequencing and fed to clocked random filter and digitizer. Cool. And in a future session, 3, a keyboard playable pad, hopefully 3 voices. But we'll see if that's still the best idea I have when the next video comes around. But for now, let's follow the instructions. So one of the mainstream things is just using these drum sounds. I sure am partial to these by now. I sure do like them. Are they digital? Yes. Do they do a good job of imitating analog drum circuits from the old drum machine days? I would say yes, they do. But that's just me. And I did say extensive sequencing. Let's just see what we mean by that. Drop the... oh, you know what? I think I have to do this the other way. I'm still using that cheat sheet from the manual to make sure I can run the sequences longer. That's a short way of saying it, longer. So I'm going to use MIDI Global, which is very cost effective. And I'm going to use Fixed Clock Divider. Where's that one hiding? He's actually slightly less effective, but he does the things we want him to do. And then connect it the way the book tells me I should connect it. So the way I should do it, according to this, is I forget what the tempo is in MIDI Global, but it's something slow and reasonable, like 74. So clock goes into MIDI clock, and sync goes into reset. That seems obvious enough. And then we take 16 steps out and drop that into the click here. The reset here connects to that reset. This one's loop is on. This one goes to 32 steps. And this one goes to the out of here. It says link out. Goes into the reset in. Yep. And this clock actually goes to the same clock, 16 steppers. That means when this guy hits the end of his line, this guy should trigger. He stays on 16, but he doesn't loop, which is why it works. Is that actually working properly? I think so, yeah. And since these are 2-channel sequencers, they should be able to drive 2 channels of drum synth. Well, we've got 8 on here. I wonder how many we can... Let's see how many we can get. This is so, by modular standards, or by my quote-unquote modular standards, this is just so cheap because we're not doing anything wacky. We're just doing it completely generically. This is like, I'm like a Roland 606 at this point. So I bought myself 2 more voices. What I should do is just delete these 2 and then copy these bad boys because they have all the settings set up. Let's do that. Although their clocks still need to be connected. There they go. And they should all in a moment be synced up and running perfectly. So now I got 6 channels of programming, 6 channels of drums, the 8-input mixer, and I still got 10% left. Can I get can we do a 7th drum? We can, but we're now at 2% remaining, so how the hell am I going to gate that? Maybe a logic processor. Wow, we're really close to the... Let's just see what happens. It's still running at 100.1. Okay, great. So anyway, to gate the 7th guy is to use the AND, the OR, or the XOR of one of these outputs. So I think it's pretty safe to say that's not going to happen. And another better use of the resources might be to mess with the velocity. Otherwise, all these drums are going to sound at the same velocity, which would be very boring. Damn, I'm still coughing a lot. I'm just going to hook up everything. I'm going to turn off the mic while I plug some cables here. Okay, already I've got an issue. I need this output and this output to go into this input. So I'm going to need a logic circuit for every single one of the drums. So it's a good thing I got rid of number 7 there. So let's just make those. So all this is doing is really summing up the outputs and sending them to a single drum. So channel 1, whether it's 1, oh, they should all be set to OR. Doesn't matter because they won't play at the same time anyway. And this output goes to drum 1 and repeat for all the other channels. This, drum 2, this, drum 3, this, drum 4, this, drum 5. I should put 4 up here. Just so we can, yeah, there we go. It's nice and balanced. And the 6th channel of the sequencer is running to the 6th drum. And all the drums get plugged into the mixer. Oh, I wonder, as part of my mainstreamness, the ultimate thing to add at this point to the signal chain would be a compressor. If I can put a compressor after this mixer and then head the compressor into the outputs, that will make my drum sounds much more, you know, how the man says they should be. Let's see if we have enough processing power. Where is Mr. Compress? Oh, 8.3%. Looks like it's going to happen, baby. Oh, it happened. So, input into the L and the R. You're going to output the L and the R. And we still have a small amount. We may be able to pull off some velocity. I don't know yet. But let's make some sounds since it's been so quiet in here. Load in some typical... Hey, how did you already get a... Oh, this guy has a hit already. Lucky bastard. Don't think we're going to use the toms today. I think we're going to use other things. But it's hard to be sure. Perk 2. We'll go with perk 3. Okay, now I'm going to cough a bit more and also put some steps into the sequences. Try and make a normal sounding pattern. We got a little bit much in the reverb department, so I'm just going to kill that so we can get a nice dry drum sound to start. Can always add reverb later. That's a nice proof of concept, but I'm not loving the beat, so I'm just going to clear these bad boys completely. No offense to any bad boys out there. Something's wrong. Something is wrong. I don't know how I screwed it up, but I'm only getting a 16-step sequence. What did I do wrong? This is only supposed to... Maybe it's this. Yeah. Maybe Maybe it's the reset? Yeah. This one isn't moving anymore. What happened here, folks? Is it clock supposed to be back? Yeah. There we go. Okay, now we got it. The clock is supposed to be set up, but for some reason, reset needs to be disabled on these three bad boys. Okay, at least we got there. Okay, well, we got that one working, but this one still isn't working properly yet. Oh, he needs clock. That's what he needs. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Almost there. Who's the other guy playing on the 16? Getting closer. There we go. Okay, neat beat. I hate to say that it's done, but it is done. This is what it was supposed to sound like. I've only got 3 voices running. I can and will program in 3 more, but this is to my ears, is an interesting drum beat. Interesting variation. Traditional enough to be something people can follow along, and it's being compressed by the compressor to keep it nice and thick and loud. But I could squeeze a bit more volume out of it. I'll just end up clipping the sound card though. Sounds neat to me. So at the very least, I'm going to go ahead and save it now. So let's be 22. Oh, don't crash on me. Can't take it if you crash on me. Mainstream drums is main strums, right? Probably. Save it in the synth. Main reason I'm putting in now before I add percussion is because I know what I was going for, something generic, and that's this. worry that by putting in the percussion it'll get too out there. But I'm not afraid to screw up a file, especially since I saved it. So let's screw it up. So we got perk 1, 2, 3 here. We might switch to a tom or to another kick or snare. But I'm going to put down the mic and drop in some more steps in the sequencers here. Okay. So what happened there? It's okay. I got it. Saving has nothing to do with it. Sometimes you see me make a small module and then delete it. I'm doing that to reset all the clicks to 1, especially since the resets have been turned off here in order to allow 32 steps. Sometimes they get out of pace. So that's what happened here when I was making my first beat. The kick and the snare were fine, but the hi-hats are now in the wrong place because they were never synced up in the first place. So now I gotta erase the hi-hats, just use a clear function, and put them back in again now that they're all running in time. So I think it's a 7 there. There we go. I'll turn this kick off. Close. Nope. There we go. So now the hats are back in place. I've been using perk 5. Sorry, perk 6. Let's put him on drum synth 4. And we'll leave the other guys doing whatever for now. He's playing that weird kick-like sound, so I'm going to turn that kick off, and here we go. So I like it because this one's got a longer decay, and then you can hear the original kick come in on top of its decay without choking it. It's pretty simplistic, but that's the thing about mainstream drum programming. If the right place is only one hit here to play that, then that's when I'm going to play that. So with that in mind, let's see if, rather than doing percussion, let's go back to the cymbals and snares. We've got an extra kick here. He's called perk 6, but he's functioning as a kick. So I'm going to put a cymbal in. Oh, actually, I can make it a snare for parallelism. It's going to be a different snare and a different cymbal. And we'll see if there's a place for either of those drums. Sometimes it means taking out the one from the original and putting it in. So here we've got a weird hit on 15. What if we put that on here? Oh, that's the wrong one. Here we go. Try this. Okay. That's not as impressive as it could have been. None of them are really doing it for me. One is the closest. I'm going to go back to put the original back in. See if I can do something here. Neat. So these might be usable as like something you fade in and out. Like you don't need these extra snare hits every time. But for variety in the beat, you could add them. I don't think that's it. Actually working for me. I think I'm going to give these guys a little bit less volume. So there's the complex beat. Let's mute these guys. Yeah. How that works. For me, this is it. This is the right one. This is actually righter than when I was right before, so we can consider this being double right. Yeah, you don't see that a lot in mainstream beat making, but that's what you're watching today. So something very boring, something very normal, something very four on the floor. But it has a purpose, it has a function. I would call this a reusable patch, not so much for the changing even the sounds, but just changing the beat completely. So let's go ahead and save this one in the synth. Main strums. And yeah, that's the beat we were going for today. So Thanks for joining us for this mainstream tutorial for regular normie NPCs like me. Let's get out there and be normal, everybody. Shout out to Human Music. We'll see you next time.